It's a timely tour as well, because it was 20 years ago this month that the Stones got together in a recording studio for the first time. It was for a BBC radio programme. On Tuesday night, they played before a crowd of 20,000 in Berlin at an open-air theatre called the Waldbuhne. Just 1 hour before he went on stage, Mick Jagger, the undisputed frontman of the band, agreed to have a chat with BFBS, and I was hustled through dozens of bodyguards and security men backstage to meet probably the best known, and in the old days, about the most notorious rock singer in the world. Mick certainly seemed very different from the demonic figure he's often been portrayed as in the press. Wearing a light green tracksuit, he seemed relaxed, even urbane. And I reminded Mick about the last time the Stones had played at the Waldbuhne, back in 1965.
Oh yeah, well, it's all sort of from the mists of memory, but I think we did like about a quarter of an hour's on stage, and I think they wrecked about the whole place, burned the seats, smashed a few things up in the city, threw tear gas at everyone. Not really very nice.
Let's hope it's not as heavy tonight.
No, it won't be like that now.
What do you think of the audiences? You say it won't be like that now. I mean, have they calmed down? Have you calmed down?
Well, I mean, yeah, but that was really an exception. I mean, they did. That was just, I mean, they didn't do that every night, everywhere. I mean, God, wouldn't be alive to tell the tale. That was a particular. I don't know why they did that. No, the audiences. We're early days yet on this tour. Really, we've done We've done Scotland. We've done Scotland, which was great. We did theatres, you know. Lots of young kids, as well as, you know, people that have obviously seen us before. Couple of gigs in Holland, couple of gigs in Hanover. So we're feeling our way a bit. The audiences are very mixed as far as age groups, what they look like. I mean, whatever you want to say, you know. I mean, like, you name it. I mean, whatever social group, the accountants or skinheads or whatever, we've got them, you know, and they're out there.
There are so many bands, though, today which are more outrageous, if I may say so, than you are now. Why are they still coming to see the Stones? Kids of 18, 19, who are told maybe about them, you know, by the older brothers and sisters.
Yeah, well, also I think they see them on the TV and hear them on the radio and buy the records. I don't know. You ask them, don't ask me. I mean, really, is the answer. Like, it's very with Jay Gars. Jay Gars are unknown to the younger generation in America and here. I mean, mind you, they've been around for over 15 years. Just with that one record they had, you see, suddenly little kids like them a lot. So, you know, I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe the parents brainwash them. The parents do bring the kids to the gigs. I mean,
how much control do you have these days over the content of the albums and how it's packaged? What I was thinking of with Tattoo You, the first side were mostly fairly rocky numbers, and the second side was much more laid back. Is that your decision on Rolling Stones records, or is that decision taken for you at some stage, usually?
Well, it's the band's decision or mine.
You have total control over it?
Yeah, oh yeah. What we don't have total control on is these old things they put out, you know, from the 60s and stuff, you know.
Oh, yeah, but those are mostly Decca.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
But now you have total control.
Yeah.
What about the writing? Does that come easier these days?
It never comes easy writing. I mean, writing is like the old adage, it's like 5% inspiration, 95% hard work, you know. You get, you know, you're still getting these few good songs up there, you know.
And what's next now? You're doing a mammoth tour this year, and this must have been your biggest in years, actually, I think.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah. Much more people.
And you're going on to do the rest of Germany. You're going back to the UK now?
Yeah, doing Wembley. We do France, Italy, Spain, Switzerland. What
about recording?
Then, yeah, exactly. That's a good question. When are we going to be able to get back in the studio? Because everyone says, when do you come on tour? You know, yeah, we've got to go in the studio. You know, they want us to go to Australia very much. We haven't been there for a long time. And, well, we get in the studio in the autumn.
Where would it be, do you think? Would it be France or...?
I don't know, I made up my mind.
You made up your mind, you want us to go where the fancy takes you. You're not the sort of person that people cannot recognise if they see you in the street. This must be a headache. I think you've lived with it for 20 years now, but how do you get around that? Don't you ever feel, God, I want to get out of here and just be totally anonymous?
Yeah, I find I can be pretty anonymous when we're not touring. You know, it depends where you live and which part of the city you live in. Like if I live in Paris in the 19th district where the Arabs live, no one knows who I am. And where I live in New York, it's this sort of Puerto Rican community and hardly anyone knows me. So,
does the whole thing worry you? I'm thinking since Lennon's death, does that ever bothered you?
Well, obviously it's worrying, but you know.
Mick, I hate to rub it in, but you're 40 next year.
No, I'm not.
You're not?
I don't know.
Ask
my mum.
I'm reading from the NME Book of Rock. You say you were 40 next year.
Ask my mum, yeah. Yeah.
What do you think about that, though, seriously?
Well, I don't think. I mean, it's pretty good to have made it, I suppose. That's one way of looking at it. I'm really giving it much serious thought.
What keeps the band together now? Going nearly 20 years, the Stones as a group, with the exception, of course, of Brian, but otherwise the lineup has been pretty consistent for 20 years, which is, I think, a record. What keeps you together? I mean, you must have bust-ups sometimes.
Oh, without argument, yeah. I don't know. I think, I mean, I always sometimes say that that if we were no longer successful, we probably wouldn't be together.
So as long as the success is there, you'll be there.
I mean, if we'd be losing money, I'm sure we'd say, well, we pack it in as a band. I mean, I know it sounds... I mean, that's probably the reason. I mean, after being successful for, say, 10, 15 years, if you found yourself in a position we weren't successful anymore, I don't think we'd do it anymore.
Yeah,
it's like the fun and getting up there, and this is going to be a good crowd. You can hear, like, Jay Giles, I don't know if you can hear them. But, I mean, they're going down fantastic. I mean, it's fun.
And you still enjoy it?
Yeah, I enjoy it a lot.
I understand you're doing about 2.5 hours on this tour. Which, well, up
2.25.
Okay. 2.25 hours then.
Depends how fast we play the numbers.
But you're moving all the time. You must be absolutely knackered when you get off stage.
Well, yeah, no, not really. I mean, the human body takes a very small time to recover. You know, after about 5 minutes, I'm right.
Really? And what about training? Do you keep your body fit?
Yeah, not as fit as I'd like though, because you don't have enough days off. And it's been so hot. You know, I've been going out in this 90-degree weather trying to run. It's not much of a laugh. So I've knocked that right on the head. But yeah, I mean, if it's, you know, you go out and run a mile or two a day, and you know.
If I was a young musician and I was just starting out, and I thought, God, Mick Jagger, Rolling Stone's been going for 20 years. Can you just tell me, because we've only got about 10.